Hi everyone, welcome again to Right Now. What I want to do for you is take you through the one of the trim templates to kind of explain it and explain how you use it. So you should be able to see that on the screen now. And this is the 6x9 template. Now what I'm going to do is take you through it, and I'm actually going to enter in the details from my beat sheet to show you how this now links together. Okay, so make sure that you grab whichever trim size is going to suit you and work for you so that you can start working through this. Now what I want to point out first of all is down here, you've got 38 pages already. We haven't even done anything. And 11,000 words. So the reason is this template is so well constructed that you've even got all of this here of just like, it's basically fake text, just, you know, insert chapter 1 text here, insert chapter, etc. So it's all laid out for you in several chapters, probably more chapters than you need, and it's all ready for you to just enter your details. So let's go from the start and have a look. Now, I started doing this a moment ago, actually started recording it using Cupid's Guide, and I realized that even though Cupid's Guide is completely relevant for the structure and for the beat sheet, I want to give you guys all the clarity that you need. So in order to really hone down on the clarity, I'm going to use my beat sheet for Living on Purpose, okay? Because that is structured the same way that many of your books will be structured. So let's start off. Firstly, it's going to be book title. Well, that's just going to be your book title. Whoops, helps if I spell. Living on Purpose. Now what I'll do here is, once I've done my cover, I'll actually use the same font that I use on my cover here. And I'll do the same thing with my author's name as well. So whatever font I use, I'll use the same font there. So it's almost like this first title page is like a black and white non-pictured version of the cover page. So next page is the copyright page. Now again, don't worry too much about this because this copyright page will be done by me when I'm doing the publication for you. Now if you're in the bestseller package and you're getting a publication label created for you, if you do books down the track under your label and you don't go through IM Publications, you'll need to do this yourself. Go to the template, grab the template that's in your files and use that. Okay, just copy and paste it in and make the changes that you need to. And that was all explained in the video, the training video that I did, which was copyright, what was it called? Copyright, legalities, and referencing. So the copyright page is in there for you. Have a look at that, and that'll make more sense. And the file will be available for you in files as well, so you can actually download that and create your own. For now, though, don't worry about it. It's going to be included for you. ISBN is explained on that training video as well. So for now, I'm just going to skip past that and leave that. So then we get into the dedication. Now I'm just going to go back to my beat sheet and have a look. I hadn't decided on my dedication yet, so let's just go with dedication. You guys. Then we go down to the next part. Now you'll notice a bit of a difference here from your beat sheet. Your beat sheet goes straight into acknowledgements. However, on this one, it has contents, okay? It's up to you if you have a contents page or not. I'm going to leave it in there. I think the contents page is quite good, but I'm not going to worry about doing any adjustments on this. This is the last thing that I will do. And who knows, I might actually just delete it. So we'll come back to that. We'll leave that in. Oh, and remember how I said also if you watch the video on trim sizes, don't change any formatting. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Don't change up here, okay? Don't change any of the borders. Don't change your margins. Don't change anything that will adjust the format of your book. The reason is, let's have a look at the book. So this is the first page. This is the next page. So if you look at it realistically, it's a little annoying because it's kind of back to front, but this is the page on the right, this is the page on the left. So this is the back of that. This is the reverse of that page, right? So if you look at it, this is almost a fold over. This is the page that you would see as you flick through the book on the right. This is the other side of that page. Now, if you come back down to the contents, so if you look at it that way, this is the page that you see, and this is the spine of your book, right? And so there's a larger margin here to allow for the bending of the spine and to allow for you to be able to read this quite naturally and easily. And there's a smaller margin over here because this is the outside of the book. You don't need as big a margin. Now on the flip side of that page, your spine is now on this side. So that's why you've got a larger margin here and a smaller margin there. So you can see now that these margins have all been set very specifically page by page. So don't mess with them. If you do anything to change those margins, you will throw it out. So just don't do that. Let's go back up. So we've got copyright page, got our dedication, we've got our contents. The next is acknowledgements. So remembering nothing that you write now is in stone yet. You can do whatever you need to. Let me have a look what I put down for acknowledgements. Okay, so thank you to my right now. Can't write today. 90-day challenge team for keeping me focused and determined. And then next I might say, I'll do another paragraph. It's up to you how you actually do this. You might do it in one long sentence. You might just do one thing. You might do what I'm doing here, where it's a different paragraph for each thing or person you're going to thank. You don't even have to say thank you. It's just I like to, so you might actually do it another way. Thank you to, what else have we got on there? I won't do all of them. I'm just going to throw some in there to give you a bit of an idea. Thank you to my awesome coach, Michael, for kicking my butt and prompting the birth of I Am Academy, which is true. And let's maybe learn how to spell. Cool. By the way, that was Grammarly that popped up a second ago. Oh, okay. Word not responding. Having a moment. It's all good. There we go. It'll do that sometimes. Okay, so that's enough for acknowledgements. Let's, rock on. Oops. Okay, I just want to show you actually, just in case you ever do something accidentally silly like I just did, or maybe you accidentally delete something, you've got an undo button. If you don't have an undo button, you also have a Control Z. So you hold down Control and hit Z, and it will get rid of whatever you did last, no matter what it is. And that works everywhere, including Facebook. Such a lifesaver. Okay, so now that we've got acknowledgements, let's go down to Chapter 1. Now, on my beat sheet for Chapter 1, which is the introduction, I don't really have a title. I'm just going to call it Intro. And I really can't spell today. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here where we've got all this writing, and I'm going to start mapping out the next stages. So on my beat sheet, the first thing, the introduction to in this section is, let's see, the first part of this introduction chapter is the volcano metaphor. Okay. And let's just, sorry, I just want to jump backwards a little bit. I do apologize. I don't mean to confuse, but I do want to come back and just point out that after acknowledgements, you might have also noticed that on your beat sheet, you've got forward and you've got preface. And I haven't gone through either of those. I've gone straight through to chapter 1. The reason is these aren't actually on the template, okay? These are things that you'll add in. And you'll add them in if you're doing them. So if you're adding a forward, you'll add it in. If you're adding a preface, you'll add it in. And you'll add it in between acknowledgements and chapter 1. So let's just do that quickly, just to make sure you're really clear. Just say, for example, we wanted to do a forward page. Here's what you do. Let me show you directly what you do. You copy. See, this is a great point to hit Control Z. You copy the page. Okay. You press Control Enter. Now, hold down Control and press Enter. Creates a new page. Okay. Then press Control V. So see how we just created another page and we've got the same thing. So now we're going to call that forward. And we're going to have in there blah, 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 blah. Blah 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 blah, and whatever it may be. Okay, might be a couple of pages, might be whatever. Depends on who's writing it, how you're writing it. Then just say we want the preface as well. Let's just do the same thing. Copy it. So highlight, Control C, go down the bottom here, Control Enter, Control V. That's exactly what I did then. Highlight, Control C at the bottom. Control Enter, then Control V to paste it. And then we just go preface. And again, blah, 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 blah. Now, you might notice here's another thing with the formatting that you don't want to mess with. See how it's putting in these little numbers down here? So it's not actually numbering your pages yet. It's entering these details. That's why it's really, really important when you do add in those sections of forward and preface that you copy and paste this acknowledgement page, because if you just do it from here and add in, it'll go into your word count, it'll go into your main pages. So if you have a look down here, this is a page number 1. Okay, we want your preface and forward to be in these Roman numerals area, which means you want to do it straight after acknowledgements. If I get a document or a manuscript through and the formatting's a little bit out, I will adjust it. But if you can avoid accidentally moving it around, fantastic. And that's why we're going through this right now. So you've got your preface in there. Let's just, because I think I was planning a preface on this one. Yeah. So let's just outline the preface here. So let's see. I'm just gonna, it's actually just gotten a little dark here, guys, so bear with me 2 seconds. I'm gonna turn my light on because I can't see my beat sheet. Okay. That's better. Now I can see what I've written. So let's go have a look at my preface. So why have you written this book? What have I got there? To produce the path, to provide the path to purpose. And I'm just going to put in there a little prompt for myself of why. And then the next part of my preface, how will you present the content, exercises, and content to exercises and content, links to, I don't even know what I've written there. That's hilarious. Oh, videos, derpa. Links to videos, and that's the how. Then next, how should your reader use your book? As a working guide. Do not skip ahead. and this is the instructions. And then finally, why you, why them? I'm living on purpose, and I want them to. And this is your why me, why them. Now, so that's, again, I'm not actually writing the content yet, I'm just doing the outline. What I would say though is with your preface, highlight this, and we're not changing the formatting, but we are going to change the alignment on this page. So just highlight this and click this one to take it to the right, just so it reads more like a page. Okay. Excellent. So let's just go down into introduction. All right, so we put one, we've put introduction, and we've had a look at the first part, which is the metaphor. So introducing, and I'll change that to introduce the volcano metaphor, because the metaphor will run throughout the book and it will be closed off at the end in a closed loop. So firstly, we're going to do introduce the volcanic metaphor. Next thing is the problem. Don't know. And if you've done this electronically in your beat sheet, you can literally copy and paste right now. Pretty cool, right? So don't know their talents, skills, or passion and purpose. Oh, sorry, or purpose and forgot their passions. That's the problem. The solution, I amness, talent, passion, exploring you, and pathways. Now this might not make sense to you guys, but remember that this is from my beat sheet. These are the words that I needed to prompt me. That's what it's about, right? And then the next one is clarity of purpose. Now that I've outlined my 4 parts of my introduction, I can literally highlight all of this text here and just hit delete because I don't need it anymore. And then I can just go to chapter 2, and chapter 2 is called I amness, and I do the same thing. Part 1, I amness as a lost part, 9 elements of I amness, tribal cycles, etc., etc., etc. Literally just putting in, and check my beat sheet. You'll see all these parts are just in my beat sheet. See have a look at the photo, and then I'm just going to delete all the rest of the crap in there. And when I come back to writing, I've already got everything kind of mapped out and planned. Yeah. So that's all I'm doing at this stage, is I'm just going through each of my chapters, putting in my chapter name, and putting in my list of components within my chapter. Not responding again. That's cool. It's having a moment. Now, what I'd also say when this goes back up and lets me, whoops, too far, is in your beat sheet, if you've done this and then you've put in 5 dot points, put those in too. So just say I had I amness as a lost part, and then I had dot point recovering deletions, beliefs, whatever it may be, I'd put them in there. So I've got everything mapped out. So I'm not going to go through all the chapters. We'll be here all day. Or maybe not all day, but we'll be here for another hour, and I don't want to do that to you. So go through all your chapters, do that, okay? Then once you've done that, here's another little tip on formatting. Always make sure your chapter starts on this side. Remembering we're not writing anything yet, so this is not something you need to do now, but it's something I like to make you aware of now. So always start your chapter on this side. So just say you had a chapter starting on this side, which is the back of the page. What you can do is simply go back to the top of the page. Whoop, Let me just go down so you can see that. Go to the top of the page, hold down Control, press Enter, and it will push it to the next page for you. Okay? Always start your chapter on this side of the page, because if you look at any book, your chapter always starts on the right-hand side page, right? And this is your right-hand side page. Again, I know it's a little confusing. Just remember, though, this is the front of your page. This is the back of your page. So just think of this as a folded page. Awesome. So once we've gone through our chapters and we've put in all our beat sheet sections and breakdown, we'll get to the end. Chapter 10. You might have more chapters than are in the beat sheet. Like I said, when you did the beat sheet, it's up to you. Just print out an extra one, do some extra chapters. Then we come to the wrap-up section. Okay. Now, again, this only has about the author, so you're going to have to add in additional pages for things like your appendices, your references, etc. But right now we've got this here. Let's put about the author. Now I'm not going to put I've actually gotten about the author from my book, so I'll actually copy and paste that. Actually, no, I'll do a different one because that's a Paulie Joan one. Awesome. So about the author, you'll write this as third person, and if it's easier for you, get somebody else to write it. Now, Karen Tackett is a awesome chick. That is not what I'm going to have. I'm just writing it in there for now. Okay, so let's just pretend we're doing the whole thing. So it's stuff, more stuff. And so for now, I'm just going to delete the rest of the chapters. I'm going to pretend that I've filled out all the chapters that I need, and I don't need the rest. So I'm literally just going to delete them. Let's pretend also that we want appendices. Now with your appendix and etc., you can actually copy and paste your last chapter instead of the About Author page, because it's going to go before your About Author, and also because it still counts on your numbers. So again, copy, highlight, Control-C, go to the end of the page, Control-Enter, Control-V, and then change it. So this will be appendices or appendix A, for example. Control-C, Enter. Okay. Then this one might be this one will probably be your references. So then you'll have Smith, 2017, blah, blah, etc. Then you'll have your About Author. And at that point, after your About Author, you're going to do more stuff about you, references to some of your other works, links, and then advertising at the end, okay? Which is completely up to you with the advertising, how you present that. Really base that on what your client requires. And if you get advertising, if you have people that want to advertise in the back of your book, we'll discuss that further later. Probably not a discussion for now. Right now, I just want to get your skeleton of your template and of your book. So here's the thing, guys. This is the book skeleton. Now you can see we've dropped it down. There's only 23 words now because I've deleted all those chapters out. Still sitting at 17 pages though. So once you've gone through and you've added in all your beat sheet categories, this is what you'll end up with. Obviously, it'll be a bit more because I've just done the first couple, but you'll have your title page, you'll have your copyright page, or just that bit down the bottom anyway. That will be fixed up in publishing. You'll have your dedication. You may have your contents if you choose to. You'll have acknowledgements. Again, you don't need to fill this out yet. Come back to it. You'll have your acknowledgements. You'll have your foreword if you choose to. Again, you might not have the details for that. You might just have the title for now. You'll have your preface with your breakdown of what you're going to put in your preface. Then you'll go into your chapters and you'll have your breakdown of what's going into each chapter. So chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, etc. At the end, you'll have your appendices, if that counts, if that's something you're doing. You'll have your references. You'll have your about the author page. You may have more information about other works that you've done. More likely, you'll have links in how to contact you, and we'll go through that in more detail later on as well. And then you'll have your advertising. At this stage, you probably won't, but if you've got anyone to advertise now, fantastic, start putting it in. So then what you'll have is this skeleton, okay? So this means now we're going to be ready to bulk it out with actual words. Once you've got the skeleton, your book's already starting to form, okay? The next thing we're going to do is research. We're going to start picking up things like quotes, references. And as you pick those up, you can put them straight in based on the section within your book which you've already templated. So just say I wanted to put in a quote from Sharon about I amness. I might put that here. I'll put my quote in, blah, 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 blah. And I would note the reference for that in my reference list, which is something else that that'll be coming to you very shortly. Okay, so next is going to be the research plan, and we'll take you through how to do references. Make sure that you do this. Okay, this is not part of your challenge, but this is so essential. Do this. Okay, take your beat sheet, put it in this. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I am going to make it part of the challenge. I'm going to make it part of next week's challenge to make sure that this is done. Okay? So, Rockforth, let me think. Challenge B this week. Research. Okay, you know what? The challenge post might not go up tonight. I'm going to adjust it to make sure that this is included on this week's challenge because that's how important this is. Okay? So check it out. Go through, take your beat sheet, put all your details into your template. So go choose your template, put your beat sheet details into your template and post it. Like post this as a document onto the Facebook wall so that we can all give you feedback and we can see how you're going. And that's it. That's the structure. That's your book. This is your start of your book. This is exciting. So really, really cool to help you get to this point already. From here, it goes nuts and it just explodes. So get really clear on this, get on top of this, and looking forward to the next time that we catch up. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you all later. Bye.